A client comes home at the end of the day and they see what you've done, and it's instant gratification for myself and the client. And they're like, wow, look what's happened. This is amazing. And they tell people, they're like, oh, you see what's happened at my house. And the word of mouth, my phone's always ringing.
So today we're joined by Grant from Jim's Handyman in Campbell Bay, which is in New Zealand. So it's great to have another New Zealand franchisee on from the Handyman division, which is doing some great things over there in terms of growth as well. All the customers they keep happy. So first of all, do you want to just tell us a little bit about yourself, Grant, and what got you involved with the Jim's group?
Yeah, so basically from South Africa, originally moved to New Zealand about just under 6 years ago to bring our family over here and look for a better life. And my background is, I'm actually a toolmaker by trade. I've been working in manufacturing for about 15 years. Came here, tried that out. And I really struggled to get the work-life family balance. So I looked for a company that I could join or a business that I could buy, that I could have that balance, still have a family life, but still have a good income. So looked around, looked at Jim's fencing, Jim's mowing, and then Robert got hold of me from Jim's Handyman. We're a great fit. Been with Jim's for 3 years now.
Yeah, I see in the system here 3 years, and you got perfect 5-star rating, pretty much 4.9 and 46 rating, which is fantastic as well. It's great to have another South African franchisee. So I interview actually, believe it or not, a lot of South African franchisees because I don't know what it is about you guys, but you guys do extremely well in gyms. You're really good business-minded people. I think I've interviewed Gerald and another guy from fencing over in Christchurch. He does a fantastic job as well. I don't know what it is about South Africans. What is it about your nature or people from South Africa that come to either Australia and New Zealand that you guys always do so well in business?
I think we've got a very go-ahead sort of way about us. We have to make things happen, so we do. It's make a plan. You have to make a plan, so we do. Finding coming to New Zealand, and I think it's the same in Australia, is very similar sort of type of people. So we get on with people very well. Everybody's very friendly. I think that's the biggest part of owning a Jim's franchise is your way you can speak to people. You got to pretty much make friends with your clients. And once you've done that, it's really easy. Your clients become not a friend, but very easy to communicate with. They'll pick up the phone. Hey, Graham, can you help me with whatever? No problem. I'll see you in a week. I'll see you tomorrow if I have to. I think it's what we have is that we have to make it happen. So we do. And then it's easy.
I was going to say as well, what variety of jobs are you doing for customers? I know it's Handyman. People might just think it's doing a doorknob or something like that, which is obviously we know it's a lot more than that. So maybe just outline for people just the wide variety of jobs and things that you can do.
Right. So door handles, I did one on Friday. And those are great fill-in jobs. So I've been busy with a deck for a client for about a month now. A very big 50 square meter deck.
That's huge.
It is, and it's very tricky, bold, decorative aluminium around the edges, handrails, balustrade. I was busy with the retaining wall today. Those are very big projects, probably on the higher end of what we do. But while I've been doing that, I've been doing other smaller jobs in between. I've got a lot of clients that would phone me up, can you just fix a door handle? Or can you fix a window that's not working? We do a lot of work with kitchens like door handles. The doors fall off in kitchens, and it's a lot with I deal a lot with the rental companies. They phone me, they send me a work order. Also on Friday I did a fence repair. The fence was overgrown with creeper and the trellis on top was damaged, so I pulled that all out, rebuilt that, and I just sent the invoice out 5 minutes ago. So that's the sort of ongoing work. It's anywhere from a door handle to a big deck. I also do bathroom renos. Here in New Zealand, we don't have Jim's bathroom renos, I think.
No. Yeah, bathrooms renovation. Yeah, bathrooms resurfacing. Sorry. Yeah.
We fill a massive area here at Jim's Handyman. So I do kitchen renos, bathroom renos, anything in between. I've got one of my clients is a veterinary clinic, and I will wash their building, and then I'll do some plastering inside, and then I'll trim their trees. Next week I got a meeting with them. They've got a specialized light they want fitted, so I've got to build some framing for it. So it's what we do is so vast, and there's not much that we say no to. What we also do is I've got a very good team around me of plumber, electrician, glazer, waterproofer that I pull in on different jobs. If they come up with a client with a broken window, I said, no problem. I'm going to get one of my colleagues to help me. It's a local guy that has his own business. He's a glazer. He'll come and sort out that window for me. I'll follow up, check it up, invoice the client. So it's very broad, very, very broad what we do.
Maybe the question I should ask you is there anything you can't do? Because it sounds like everything you can do. Like it's great to hear you say it, because I think sometimes people pigeonhole Jim's division just by the name and think that's all the only thing they're doing. Whereas your division, as you just said then, there's so many different things: bathroom renovations, 50 square meter decks, and then the simple things as well. So is there anything you haven't? Yeah, is there anything you can't do from your division?
Obviously, I try to stay in my lane. I had a client this morning quoted on another. They wanted to cover their decks, and can you do some drain laying for me? I said, no, sorry, I can't do that. But I have a guy that can do it for you.
Yes.
Want me to get involved in that?
Yep.
So I stay in my lane. So I go up to the stage of where I need consent or a builder is needed. So I can build a deck up to 1.5 meters. Anything above that, it's got to have consent. So I'm very careful where I go and how far I can go. And I find what's really good with the network in New Zealand, the Jim's Handyman networks. We've got a WhatsApp group. We message each other. There's a couple of builders on there. Oh, can we do this? No, you can do this and this. So we use each other to bounce things off. Or, you know a guy that supplies X, Y, and Z? Yes, this guy in this area does that. We do pretty much most things.
I was going to say, yeah, well, your lane's pretty big, so that's what we need to get people to take away. So you guys can, if you can't do it, you know somebody can do it, and that's probably the main thing that people should take away. And from your experience, then you mentioned about how you run your business in terms of customer service and things like that. But why do you think people trust Jim's Handyman? Why do they keep coming back to use you guys?
So there's a couple of levels in that. Obviously, building good relationships with your clients is amazing. But every time I get a Jim's lead and I pick up the phone and I phone a client, and they're like, "Oh, wow, you phoned so quick." You won the clients already without even doing anything. They're ready on your side. They're like, "Oh, this is a professional company. They want the business." And then you show up in a nice t-shirt, your Vans all sign written. It's professional. And people want something to come back onto. Something goes wrong. They want a company that can say, "Oh, this guy hasn't done a good job." Where Jim's is this big group that they can say, "Okay, it'll be okay." It gives them a bit more confidence with you.
Yeah, I think it's a massive thing is, the Jim's Group work guarantee as well, which is something that some people don't know about, but it's a massive point of difference. There's no independent, no one on other online platforms or whatever have that. And I think it's a massive thing, especially in your division with bathroom renovations and things like that, which customers should know about, because I think it's really, really important.
Yes, I've had a couple of years ago, I had a client that I did quite a few jobs. I did 3 fences, retaining wall, 2 decks, very big job and a lot of money. And he said to me, "Listen, I'm going to pay you the deposit. It's a lot of money. What sort of guarantees?" I said, "Well, I'm part of the Jim's Group. If there's something wrong, you've got people to phone. Here's my franchisor," and blah, 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 blah. Straight away, his mindset changed. He was like, "Perfect. I'll transfer the money tonight." And that guy has been such a great client ever since. And the deck I'm building now is because that client saw that deck. And this is the knock-on effect.
Great thing in your division, actually, because your work gets seen by different people all the time. So it's a kitchen reno or a bathroom reno, always see your work, which I think is a really good one for your division.
That's fantastic. It's also that a client comes home at the end of the day and they see what you've done, and it's instant gratification for myself and the client. And they're like, "Wow, look what's happened. This is amazing." And they tell people, they're like, "Oh, you see what's happened at my house." And the word of mouth, my phone's always ringing.
That's a great thing. I think it also for yourself personally, it'd be great satisfaction seeing the little jobs, but the big ones as well. You get that really good job satisfaction, whereas you don't get that in a lot of other roles.
It does. It really is. Every day is sort of, I feel good at the end of the day because I've accomplished sort of thing. Yes, I'm sitting behind the computer now and I'm doing the invoices and I've got a whole lot of admin to do. That's part of business. But I've had a very positive, productive day. I'll know I've made good money. Now I just got to do the invoicing and the quoting to get the next day's job, or the next 2 weeks' job.
And what for you has been the most challenging part of doing the business?
Cash flow, managing cash flows, because some of these jobs are really big, and then you got these big tax invoices. So it's a lot of, there's definitely a learning curve with how to manage your business, as in managing cash flow to keep money back to pay your GST. And the Jim's training is really good with that. And they talk about how you've got to put your money aside when you get dual pay and all that sort of stuff. That's an everyday decision you've got to make to that, which is really hard. But it's also really good. Have been part of a franchise, you got support. You can pick up the phone and phone your franchisor or listen here, really struggling with this. What should I do in this situation? It's your own business, but with a big support behind it. I think that's critical with owning a franchise, that you do have that support.
And you mentioned Robert before. So how's Robert Young been going with yourself with support? How's he been as a franchisor?
Fantastic. He's very approachable. he's got a lot of business knowledge, and he's not a handyman. That's what I am, but he's a good businessman. And that's great. So anytime I can find him and say, going forward, what should I do here? Or I've got this client problem. What should I do? Or just phone him and have a chat to him. I've had quite a few of those over the last couple of years, just like touching base. Oh, I've got this personal problem in my life. He's just a guy to talk to. And vice versa. He will chat to me about things, and oh, let's change this in the business, and we can have a good business chat, which is really important, especially having a sole trader. I'm alone, I'm working alone. So it's good to have somebody that you can phone when you need to.
Yeah, I think it's a really important thing, especially if you've got running a business can be hard, or small business can be very hard. So not having someone there to talk to can be really hard for a lot of people outside of the franchise network. So within gyms, there's obviously, you got franchisors and you've got other franchisees, which I think is really, it's a great benefit, but people don't appreciate the benefit until they're actually doing the business and using those people as well as they need. It's great to hear about Robert too. I love Robert. He's a great fellow, Robert. He loves to chat, and he's got a lot of great business knowledge with all his years of skills, and he's always been a good supporter of ours with what we do as well. So he's a good franchisor, Robert.
He is. He's fantastic. He's actually, I don't think the business would have grown as well here in New Zealand.
Definitely not. No, you're spot on, and he'll appreciate you saying that. I know we've got to say nice things about him because it's recorded and he'll probably watch it, but you're spot on. I think that's a great thing for you guys because he's so driven to grow the Handyman as a brand, so it gets the same sort of recognition as mowing and cleaning. I think it's almost at a level of gyms cleaning over there in terms of recognition, to be honest. So he's done a great job with the Handyman division over there. It's really, really come along a long way with him in a short amount of time. Yeah, really short time. Now, with customers, so let's just say, we mentioned about the gyms before, obviously, big jobs, there's a lot of trust required. Gyms has that cut through. What else from a customer side? Like, how do you go through getting it out their head sometimes what they need to, sometimes they might go, we want to do this thing, but they don't know how to explain it to you properly. How do you go through the quoting process? How do you deal with customers and getting their vision sort of brought to life? A great example probably is the deck or the bathroom renovation sort of thing. How do you get them from, I want to do the bathroom renovation deck to you're finishing the job? What's the sort of process between?
Yeah, so the main thing is that open communication with your clients and questions. I went to see a client this morning, and all I did was ask question after question to get what's going on in their head out in the world, because they don't sometimes actually know what they want. There's two ways I approach it. So either they will be they have a plan in their head and pictures. So I said, do you have any pictures of what you're looking for? And I'll be like, yes, I do. Please, can you send those to me, or can you show me them? Or they'll go, I'm not too sure. Then I'll get my phone out and say, I've done this before. What do you think of this? Oh, no, I don't like that. Or what about this? Yes. Okay, can you do me a favor and go to the bathroom place and have a look at some tiles this week and get some samples, lay them out, and then I can come back and we can discuss that. So it's that I always try to get my opinion out away from the job, because it's not my house. It's not my bathroom. I don't have to live with it. I try to get as much out of the client as possible without being painful, but trying to get a picture out. So when I'm actually doing the job, I'm doing it for them, not for me. So basically, that's where I'll start. I'll start with even when I get a lead from gyms and it says a deck or whatever it is, I find the client and I'll say, just introduce myself and how can I help you? I don't mention the job. I don't do anything like that. I'll ask them, how can I help them? And then they'll say, I need a deck. I'll say, okay. Is it a new deck? Is it a deck existing? So just keep flowing with the questions and let them bring everything to the table and say, what's the history of the property? And just get them talking. That's the main thing. Once you're getting them talking, you're creating a sort of a relationship with them. And then we get to that stage where we figure out what they want. I don't ask them budgets. I tend not to. I get an idea of the house. I look at the house. I look at the area where the house is. And then I'll ask them, is it a rental? Are you doing it up to sell it? So I ask those sort of questions. Are they living in it? How long have they been living in it? What's their plan? So there's obviously different levels. So if they're just selling the house, they want to repair but not spend a lot of money. It's getting that sort of information, and you don't have to ask budgets at that stage. If they're worried about a budget, they would usually say, listen, I don't want to spend too much. And then you're like, okay, so what's your budget then? Then you bring in that word. Otherwise, you're restricting yourself. Sometimes they're like, when you bring a budget in, they actually come in lower, usually. So you got to be really careful with talking about actual figures. Then once I've got all information, then I'll sit down and I'll go through it. And I don't have, some things I have templates for. I've got an idea of what things are going to cost, but most jobs are very specific to that job, and you have to just go through it item by item, work out the quotes, send it off.
Absolutely. Thanks for that detailed explanation about it. It's really helpful, I think. And I think the budget advice you provided them was a really good one too. I was going to ask you now about the bathrooms and kitchens because I've interviewed a few franchisees, and bathroom and kitchen renovation, I think, according to real estate agents, are the two things that people will look at and actually can add value to a home. I don't know what it's like in the NZ market, but I've heard figures quoted here from franchisees, for every dollar you spend, you might get, $2 back, or it could be at $4 back depending on the renovation. So is it a similar thing to New Zealand with bathroom renovation and kitchen renovation? For every dollar you put in, you get some, you're going to get a return if you do go to sell, or what's your experience in that?
It's a very difficult thing. So here in New Zealand, the property is more valuable than the house. Land is very valuable. So yes, the houses are definitely selling quicker if they look better, but it's not critical. Usually my bathroom renos and kitchen renos are for properties that are not being sold. So it's actually maybe a little bit different. It's more they just want to improve. They bought this house. Now they're doing improvements on us. So that's usually what's happening. Even this house that I'm doing the deck on, the next project will probably be a bathroom reno. So they bought this house and they've seen potential in it, as in putting the deck.
Yeah.
They could see potential in the house. So I think people are more buying houses to do them up than doing them up and selling them. If they're going to sell a house, it's more just a spit and polish, touching up, painting, do minor repairs, and then selling it off. They don't spend the big money because the property, the value of the land is so high here. They don't need to do that. And that's in Auckland. I think it's different in different regions, and the same in ours.
Yeah. No, thanks for that advice. Yeah, because I've interviewed a few franchisees, and they do a lot of jobs for people about to sell the home. And obviously, when they do the renovation, they can actually work out a value, how much it increases, or the real estate agent's always telling them that as well. So I think knowing that you guys do the bathroom reno and the kitchen reno with the Gym Script Work Guarantee, I think is a great thing if people do want to improve their home as well. I was going to mention to you as well, how do you fit everything in? You're obviously a very busy man. How do you manage yourself with your business, especially working around your family too, which you mentioned before? How do you fit it all in?
It's tricky. It really is tricky. You got to keep yourself happy and also keep the clients happy. And I think keeping the clients happy is communicating to them and giving them expectations that you can achieve. You can't go there and say, "Oh, I can do this bathroom reno in 3 weeks." You're going to fail because there's a lot of other things involved. Rather say, "Oh, it's going to take probably around 6 weeks to do the job, and if you can get it done in a month, clients would be more." It's about doing expectations. Personal life, I've got to drop off the kids. I've got 2 little girls. I've got to drop them off at school in the morning, pick them up in the afternoon. So basically, I manage my work in the middle of the day. Middle of the day, as in starting 8:30 till 4:30, and I'm trying to do all that work. And what's great, because it's my business and all the admin is done at home, when I get home, I'm with my kids. I'm not working. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm with them. I'm spending time with them. We have dinner together, getting down to bed. And then once in bed, I'll sit down and do a quote or send some invoices out and then have a relax. So that's what's great. And anytime I need to go pick my kids up, I can go pick them up. It's my business. Clients are amazing. I've had a couple of situations where I have to literally drop tools and go pick up my kids. Clients are people. Yeah, they understand. It's not a problem. Like, sorry, I need to go. This is what's happening. Oh, no problem. We'll see you when we see you, which is because you've built that great relationship with your client already. It's not a problem because I know you're going to come back and there's no drama. I think it's been the best work-life balance that I've had in business. And I've done a lot of different jobs over the years and very stressful jobs, long hours. This is working the best for me.
I love hearing that. Yeah, no, it's great to hear that. We, obviously Jim always talks about lifestyle business, and obviously Robert would as well. And I think hearing how you can pick up your kids and drop them off and do be there for them is the main thing. I think what Jim sort of talks about now with what makes him most proud about the companies, how families like yourself can have that time. And whereas before, doing the corporate roles and those other roles as well, it can be very hard to do that too.
It is. It's very, it's especially what I found, you're spending hours in the traffic.
Yes.
And it's just wasted time. Where my work, I've actually built it really well that my furthest job is maybe 10 minutes away.
Really? That's like that? Yeah, that's pretty good.
Really good. I do have further jobs further out. I don't do much mileage, and it's great because I can drop my kids off at school, come home, change cars, jump in my van, and head off to the job.
I love hearing that. And what about, do you go to meetings much at all? Does Robert have meetings or anything like that, or do we get together with the guys?
Yeah. So we had a last one, the 14th, last Thursday, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, we had it at one of the Bunnings conference centers, and it was really, really good. We had a bit of, actually, it's funny how it works. So we have our meetings and everybody goes there, and
Yep.
a lot of the meetings are, obviously Robert gives us the numbers and what's going on in the business. We have just an open chat and, we're busy with this. Who's this? What do you think about this? If you change this, what's value add? What should we have in the meetings? And Robert's always asking it, what do you guys need? What do you guys need to make your business better? And I think we spoke in the last meeting about doing more training, like bringing expert in to tell us how far we can go on a deck without needing consent or that sort of thing. That was really good because Bunnings hosted it, and we've gone to a lot of different suppliers. We've gone to placemakers, we've gone to all the tool at Royby and all the different brands, and then they'll give we can give you this deal for this and we can give you this deal for this, which is really good. But we had Bunnings, and then they spoke about this platform they've got, which just for tradies that you can phone and they'll source anything and get anything delivered, no problem. And I was like, okay, that's good. Whatever. And last week it came into play. I couldn't get something from Bunnings. And I was like, what do I do now? I pulled up the pencil because they gave us pencils with the number on the side. Pulled the pencil, I phoned the number. I said, I've got this problem. They're like, I go, yes, no problem. I'll sort you out. 5 minutes later, phones, the stock's in this branch. Do you go collect it? They put it aside for you. It was fantastic. So there's your value add. Straight away, I had an insight I couldn't get my job done until I picked up the phone from the information I got from a meeting.
Yeah, it's a great part. It's a great part of the system, I think the regular meetings and the face-to-face, and it was great to hear that the boys get together and that sort of stuff happens, because that's what meetings are really, really important for. And Jim always stresses it, and that's why it's in the contract as well, because we just know how it's important it is for franchisees. And what about your plan for your business moving forward? Are you wanting to grow? Are you just happy doing what you're doing is at your level, or what's your plans for yourself?
Definitely more and more I need to grow. It's not I want to, I need to. The work is there, so I need to bring in. Even this deck I've been building, I've brought 2 other trades in to help me casually to increase my productivity. So yes, definitely. I'm definitely going to increase, either employ people, which I probably will, maybe 2 guys, and had them on different jobs and be sort of going around and doing the more tricky things where they will be digging the holes. And
fair enough. As I say, franchise fees. So there's always a lot of rumors online with Jim's franchise fees about Jim takes 50% or 40%. Are you happy with the franchise fee and what it provides?
Yes, I actually am. So basically, what's people, it's all about knowledge, and that people don't know. They think a franchise, it's a problem. With gyms, which is one of the reasons why I went with gyms, it's your own business. That you guys don't touch my books. You don't take anything from what I earn every day. I pay them a fixed monthly fee. I pay for extra work if I need it, the leads that come through. And that's it. You don't take anything off the top, which is great. It really does. Well, there's more benefits being part of the gyms group than being out there on my own.
I'm sure you could have done it yourself, but as you know, hearing you now, all the support, which I think is really great to hear, you just don't get that access as an independent, or you'd have to source it out yourself, I guess. And with all the things that people have going on, it could be hard to do that. Whereas with gyms, with Robin and that doing it for you, makes it a little bit easier.
It really does. It's that group dynamic really does work.
Absolutely. Was there anything else, Graham, I haven't asked you about your business, or I should ask you that people should know about? You provide a lot of great information.
Yeah, I think we've covered most of it.
Yeah, covered most of it. I'm just trying to think of myself, what can I ask you? I normally have questions on the side here. So probably the one I should ask you, probably before we finish it, what person would you like to see who suits your division? Like what characteristic, what traits, what type of person would you like to see join the gym's handyman division? Because there's obviously unserviced work as well in NZ, which needs to get taken up. So who do you think suits your group? Like what type of person?
A person that wants to make people happy. It's not a handyman job. It's a problem-solving job. It's a person that's a very proud person that wants to show off what they can do for somebody. I say to one of my clients that I'm here to solve your problems. I'm not here to build a fence for you. I'm here to fix the problem that you've got a big open gap in your driveway that I'll come fix for you. So it's a person that can take pride in their work and enjoy using their hands to do something. And I see it a lot. A lot of guys are in corporate and they're stuck there and they want to do more. Suddenly they go do gyms, handyman or whatever they're doing. And, this is amazing. Look what I'm doing every day. So much better. So it's a go ahead type of person that wants to be their own person, not work for somebody. Let people work for you. That's the type of person, a go ahead type of person.
Absolutely. No, that's great advice. And it's really great to meet you as well. I'm glad to meet someone who's been around for 3 years in handyman and had a great experience as well. And that allows you to spend more family time. That's what the system's about. So it's great to hear you kicking goals as well. So we appreciate your time today. And great. And I'm sure Robert's watching this as well. So Robert, you got a nice pump up from Graham as well. And so hopefully Robert will shout you dinner or something next time as well on top of what he's already doing.
I'll hold into it.
Please do. No worries. Thanks, Graham. Great to meet you. Thank you for listening to the episode of the Gyms podcast. If you want to learn more about the Gyms Group, head to gyms.net or call us on 131 546 Australia or 0800 454 654 New Zealand. And if you did like the episode as well, please make sure you leave a review or a comment or a thumbs up or a comment on the video as well. We appreciate your support. And until next episode, we hope you have a great week.